Hola, buenos días a todos y salud. Hope you're all doing well. Good morning. You join me on a chilly morning in my house in Somerset, southwest England. Taking my morning mate. I've just lit the wood burner, so it's a bit chilly in the house. We've had some horrendous weather over the last few weeks. Seems to have gone on forever, but we've had a little bit of a break in it today. So as you can see behind me, the sun's out, which is nice, but it's fresh and a little chilly this morning, which is why I'm wrapped up a little bit and I've got the wood burner on. But it's first thing in the morning. I haven't started my day properly yet. I'm getting myself geared up for it. And I'm drinking some mate, obviously, as I do every day. And that's going to be the subject of this video. So following on from my last one, I thought I'd take the channel off on a little bit of a tangent or down a little different trajectory. Now, most of you folks know me from pipe smoking because when I started this channel 8 or 9 years ago, however long it was, that was what it was all about. Rambles in the woods and pipe smoking. And with mate, there's a lot of similarities, actually. There's a lot of parallels between pipe smoking and drinking mate. Now, I'll explain it because, you know, those of you guys who are pipe smokers who follow me will appreciate it. So, as pipe smokers, we know there was huge variety in flavour profiles from your Virginias running through English blends, Lakelands, German blends, to aromatics and all of that sort of stuff. So we know as pipe smokers, we've got that esoteric knowledge that pipe smoking is not like smoking cigarette tobacco. It's a completely different world, both in the way that you prepare the tobacco, in the way that you smoke the tobacco, and in the flavours that you get from the tobacco. We know that it's not the same as smoking a Lucky Strike or anything else. Cigarette smokers don't know that. And it's the same with yerba mate. So yerba mate has got a huge spectrum of flavour profiles in exactly the same way as pipe tobacco has. And in the same vein as anybody starting out on a pipe smoking journey would be ill-advised to be put off by, if they don't like the first tobacco that they try. It's exactly the same way with yerba mate. And I'm relating this actually because a good friend of mine and yours, Tim, who we all know, Hermit Piper, as was on YouTube, was introduced recently to yerba mate. I persuaded him to try it out, and he couldn't stand it. So I told him, don't get put off by it. Try something else, And I think I'm going to go down this route of videos for similar reasons, really. And I'm going to start doing a series of videos on yerba mate reviews, really just to sort of cover those different flavour profiles that you get. Anyway, I'm already rambling. So as I explained in the last video, my journey with drinking mate started some 20 odd years ago when I was first introduced to it by a nymphomaniac Israeli girl. I didn't like it at the time, but I gave it another go and it grew on me. And then I met up with an Argentinian fella who introduced me to the ritual of making it by the campfire first thing in the morning, and then later on in my travels in Brazil and my time spent studying and researching rather in Brazil, I got into the Brazilian mate, chimarrão, erva mate. And then later on, I experimented with different brands whilst living in Ireland, oddly enough, and I got together with an Irish girl over yerba mate, because I used to go and buy it from her shop, which was a brand called Che Mate Organic, which is no longer made, I don't think. But in any case, in all that time, in all that 20 years, I pretty much stuck to only really drinking a couple of different brands of mate, which has predominantly been Rosamonte, which I don't have a bag of currently, actually. I've got half a bag in the car, but I can't be bothered to go and get it. And I drunk, maybe one or two other brands, but I've not really experimented much. In much the same way as we as pipe smokers can sort of identify with those sort of codgers that only smoke Prince Albert, or they only smoke not drum, that's cigarette tobacco. They only smoke Bruno or something like that. I've been pretty much the same with mate. I've been a codger, a mate codger. But I'm changing that at the moment. I'm getting into trying a lot more different mates, and really getting into the different flavours and the different things that they have to offer. So I thought I'd take you on that journey with me, my journey through mate, and I'm going to start by doing a few reviews. This video is not a review video. I will follow this with a review video of the first mate that I'm going to review, which is going to be this one here, Playadito. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the sort of basic mates, the beginner mates, or beginning yerbas, I should say, yerbas. Strictly speaking, this is the mate, this thing here. The yerba is what you get in the bag, and when you put the yerba in the mate and add agua caliente, then you get mate, yerba mate. So just to keep things simple. So I'm going to start with the basics. Start with sort of the equivalent, I guess, of what's an entry-level pipe tobacco. Give me some ideas. Something like a Capstan Blue, say Capstan Navy Cup. That's it, an entry-level Virginia. And then I'll go through a series of reviews, and I'll go right up to some of the sort of more intense things, the Canarias, for example. If you think sort of pipe tobacco equivalents, this is your Capstan Blue, and this will be your Mac Baron Rustica. So two completely different mates, completely different flavors, and different ways of preparing them. Completely different effects. You wouldn't start your pipe smoking journey by smoking HH Rustica. And similarly, you wouldn't want to start your yerba mate drinking journey by drinking Canarias, because you might get put off. It's a different animal. So that's kind of about it. That's a bit of a waffle about the way that I'm going to take the next series of videos that I do anyway, and I'll probably put them together as a playlist. Because what I've found is that there's an awful lot of really, really good videos out there, and they're predominantly in Spanish. Now, as somebody who doesn't speak Spanish fluently, who's still sort of getting my head around Spanish, I pick up about a third to a half of whatever somebody's talking about on a Spanish-speaking Yerba Mate channel. So I'm going to start sort of translating a lot of that into English. We've got a few English channels out there. I'll put a couple of links in the bucket if anyone's interested. There's a couple of guys I've been following recently on who do yerba mate reviews, who are quite good, and I really enjoy their videos. So I'll put them in the bucket as well. But I'm going to put my take on them by doing my own series of videos. So what got me on that journey, interestingly enough, actually had nothing to do with mate, ostensibly. And that's because actually I follow a channel on Instagram whose name I can't remember off the top of my head. I just see his videos pop up a lot and I love them. And it's a Brazilian guy from the very, very far south of Brazil, who does a barbecue channel, actually. Most of my Instagram feed is food porn. It's just meat and Italian deli sandwiches and things like this, mortadella and barbecue, churrasco and things like this. It's just food, 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 food. Wonderful. And I follow this guy anyway, who does this brilliant food channel in the south of Brazil. And I noticed he drinks mate, as many people do from that part of Brazil. And he drinks this stuff here, Baldo. So this really kind of was, I've been drinking this for a while now, and that kind of got me to kind of get out of my codger phase and start experimenting with a few other different brands of mate. And I really enjoy this stuff. It's very different to what I'm used to. The Rosamonte, which I've been, as I say, I've been drinking 20 years now. It's a very different kind of mate in both the way that it's cut and the flavour and the both the physical and the mental effects. Very different from Rosamonte. Yeah, and that's kind of what sent me down the route of experimenting with lots of different brands of mate, and I'm going to bring that to you in a series of videos starting imminently. So there you go. Baldo is what I'm drinking now. It's blinding stuff. It's really good. So that's it for the minute, folks. I hope you're all doing well. I look forward to bringing you the first of the reviews. I'm going to crack on with some work now and get some work done today. And then at some point over the next couple of days, I will do a review of my first mate review, which is going to be of Playadito, one of the most popular mate brands in Argentina. That's it. I will catch you later, folks. Ciao for now.